You know, many people like saying that the ANC is corrupt, blah, blah, blah. But in my opinion, the Democratic Alliance, since they got into power, have shown and proven to me that they are worse than the ANC. They are worse than the ANC. The corruption that is going to happen, that is currently happening, that is sealed in the Department of Home Affairs with the banks, that now banks must be branches, extensions of branches of the Department of Home Affairs to make smart ID cards, is something that you guys don't see. You don't see it. You don't see the corruption. But in this video, I'm going to expose to you guys who are the funders of the DA and why we should be standing up and saying no to Capitec. Capitec being part of government, getting such a big tender to be an extension of Home Affairs. Let's listen first to the Minister of Home Affairs, what he said and all the nonsense that they've been preaching. Just listen to this celebration.
Today, Home Affairs is celebrating a historic milestone as we have gone live with our first set of bank branches that are operating under our new digital partnership model. What this means for you is that there will be hundreds of additional bank branches around the country. Begin a transformation in how South Africans experience Home Affairs services. This is a date to remember, the 9th of March 2026, because this is the day that Home Affairs begins to change forever. Today marks the beginning of the end of long queues at Home Affairs. Through this new digital partnership, we are dramatically expanding the number of safe, secure and dignified locations where South Africans can access Home Affairs services. Therefore, accelerating the transition from the Green ID book to the Smart ID card strengthens the security of our national identity system and protects the identity of individual South Africans. This digital partnership model leaves no room for manipulation by any individual, adding so many more service points, decentralizing access, bringing these services closer to South Africans than they've ever had it before. We have far too few branches at the moment to reach all 63 million people of South Africa. That's why we are building on our partnership with the banking sector to get these services into hundreds more bank branches across South Africa. By partnering with South Africa's banking sector and most importantly by going digital first, we are introducing a whole new experience for South Africans where Home Affairs comes to you. Instead of traveling huge distances to reach your local office, standing in long queues, dealing with paperwork, Home Affairs is coming ever closer to where you live. We are going to be expanding this branch and what we saw here today and the 17 branches that are going live this week to hundreds of branches across South Africa, making sure that you have access to secure services to deliver dignity to you like never before.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure after watching this video, if you feel like I've provided enough evidence for the corruption that the Democratic Alliance is doing in the Department of Home Affairs, please make sure you share this video. Please, I'm begging you guys, if you look at the evidence and you say, but I think King, you've got a point here. According to the evidence, the receipts that you have brought to the table, you are right. Share this video. Please, I can only post it once. You can share it with me, guys. Before I start here, there's a school in the Eastern Cape called Mapenzeni Primary School. Paseta has enrolled in a partnership with you to build toilets at the school. Why toilets? Because the school had their toilet last built in 1989. Very little development has been made, renovations in terms of toilets, and the children are even opting to go and relieve themselves in the field because the toilets that are there are full. The state of the toilets is something that is shocking. Now we are crying to the Minister of Basic Education, Siphiwe Kwagube, to hear our cry to assist that school. We want to assist, but as always, you cannot always depend on government. So we are raising funds and we are saying, South Africans, let's put hands together, 50 rands, 500 rand, 1,000, 10,000, whatever it is that you can assist us to build that school. We had our construction team at Paseta, Putsipo went there and he analyzed the situation. and he made his findings and said, King, we really need to build toilets for the boys, toilets for the girls, and toilets for the teachers. That is the immediate need there. There's other needs also at the school that needs attention, but we need to build there. So thank you for everyone. It's been a week now since we have been making a call out to say, it's our first week, actually. It's not even a week. We are making a call out to say, assist us, and people have responded. Has responded with kindness by sending their seeds so that we can go and build those toilets. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, if you've got special spared money, that you can borrow us so that we can, build those toilets, we'll appreciate it. Just to put a smile on the faces of those children. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to get into this. Let's get the background story. Government purposely killed the post office. We were supposed to have a post bank that is stronger and competes with all the other banks and beats them, and that is government owned. That's what we are supposed to have as South Africa. It's easy for South Africa to build a bank that can beat Capitec, Standard Bank, and everything. All you need to do is take your employees and force them to bank in the state-owned bank, or not even force, just pay their salaries in the state-owned bank so that they can withdraw from that bank. When you've got the state that has got over 5 million workers making bank transactions through the state-owned bank, it will sustain itself without failure. They know this, but they want to work with the private sector by destroying state-owned institutions. That's what they want to do. That's what we South Africans should be crying for, a state-owned bank. Us as government workers, we can't even buy houses. We can't even buy... you have seen nurses saying, if I buy a house, I can't buy a car. If I buy a car, I can't buy a house. Because the bank sees that you cannot afford in terms of affordability. But when you're a state worker and you've got your pension can be the insurance to say, if you don't pay, we can pull from your pension. And we know how much billions and trillions are sitting there of pension money from state workers. So I'm very disappointed that is not the continuation of the cry that Aaron Motsoaledi has been talking about, that we need to get the state-owned banks to come. We need a state-owned bank to compete with the Big Five of South Africa. Now, what is happening here? I want to take you back to 2003, the 1st of September. This was the heading. The heading was very simple. The billionaire funding South Africa's opposition. South Africa's opposition. Okay, who's this billionaire? If you can come and read with me. This was back in the 1st of April 2023. The 1st of April 2023. I want you guys to focus here. Listen to the article from BizTech. Okay? BizTech wrote this. It says, South African banking billionaire Michael Leroux is pumping millions of rands into South Africa's main opposition, the Democratic Alliance. Okay? This is what they were saying. It says, this was revealed in the latest quarterly political funding disclosure report from the Electoral Commission. This is what they disclose, the political parties. It says, according to the report, which covers the first quarter of the 2023-2024 financial year, April to June, the Democratic Alliance brought in the most donor funding of over 22 million, followed by the ANC with 20 million. And we cannot obviously believe these low numbers. We know the numbers are higher than that. But this is what they disclosed. Okay? This is what they disclosed. So, now, remember who is the billionaire? Michael Leroux, who owns Capitec. He owns Capitec. But now, he was clever. Of course, he cannot allow Capitec to send money to the Democratic. So what did he do? The bulk of the DA donations was received from an entity known as Fynbos Equitate, okay, Fynbos Equitate Pty Ltd, which donated 15 million to the party. Remember, the party disclosed 22 million, ne? Over 22 million, but 15 million was from one entity called the Fynbos Equitate. I'm reading it in Afrikaans. I don't know why. I'm just thinking. Fynbos Equitate. They are the ones that donated 15 million. So why are we saying that the Capitec guy is the one that donated there? It says the entity has over the last 2 financial years made significant donation to the same party. Fynbos Equitate lists billionaire Michael Leroux as its director, and the businessman has openly commented on the donations in the past. Now you tell me if this is not corruption. You tell me now if this is not corruption. This man made an investment of 15 million and more, by the way, in the year 2023, funding the DA's campaign so that in 2024, when they fight the ANC in the national elections, they can be in the coalition government. He funded them, and he's the main donor, by the way. He's the one that donates the most. They disclosed 22 million plus. He donated 15 million plus. One entity donated over 15 million to the Democratic Alliance, and this man is listed as the director there. Now tell me, if this was the ANC doing this, what would you guys do? If this was Jacob Zuma doing this, what would you guys do? If this was Julius Silo Malema doing this, what would you guys do? This is rotating money back into the political party, the Democratic Alliance. The DA is funding is thanking their funders so that they can fund them more in the future. Now think about it. How many Capitec banks are there, branches in South Africa? And how much is Capitec going to charge Home Affairs for their facilities to be used? I'm going to do a separate video about Standard Bank. I'm going to do a separate video about Standard Bank. But today we are talking about Capitec. Because the founder of Capitec, the director of Capitec has openly talked about funding the Democratic Alliance. How many billions? Here we are talking billions. We are no longer talking millions here. That this Capitec is going to gain from partnering with Home Affairs. This is a forever thing, ladies and gentlemen. People are going to start doing smart cards at Capitec and coming, making videos. Oh, I did my smart card at Capitec. African people, bala. When you are worried about people who are selling fruits and veggies on the street corner, these ones, the corruption is here. The real corruption is here. They taking from us. Never mind that if you are a black person in the banks today, it has been proven that you get charged a higher interest rate because you are black. No other reason. You come with a business plan, but they come with a business plan, they get approved. Now, Capitec is going to be unstoppable. It's going to go into Africa because of this. Imagine how many other African countries would want to employ the same tactic. Standard Bank is the biggest bank in Africa. I'm going to do a video on Standard Bank. So, Dr. Leon must not think that we are stupid. We see what is happening. My question is, why is mainstream media quiet about this? Why is the president quiet about this? Why is opposition political party in parliament quiet about this? Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense. Come on, somebody on the comment section, make it make sense. Or is it okay when the corruption comes from white people? from the DA. Is it okay, guys? Between what the DA is doing now, partnering with Capitec, a bank that has an owner that funds the DA, and our foreign brothers selling things on the streets, which one is worse when we talk about the economy? Which one is worse? Are other crimes better than other crimes because they are performed by other people? I say undocumented people in South Africa must go. Can't come to South Africa undocumented. It's wrong. You must have permits, you must have documents. But I always repeat that when the white people commit a crime, these organizations, they turn blind. They don't want to say. They turn blind and deaf and mum. They don't know what to say. Selective judgment, selective whatever you want to call it. This is what is happening. The DA is crooking us, and that is why we must fight that in 2029 the MK must be stronger, the EFF must be stronger, and they must force the ANC in working with them, so that the DA must be out of power and these deals must be cancelled. That's what I'm saying as your boy King. Go and leave your thoughts on the comment section. Let me hear what you guys have got to say. I'll really appreciate it on the comment section. There is the little evidence that I've given you. Of course, we could have went deeper, but for the sake of the length of the video, let's stop here. If you believe what I'm saying is right, go and fact check it yourself. Go and Google it for yourself. If you find that it's true, please share this video so that people in South Africa can know what is going on. Thank you so much for tuning in on King So. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.